Luke Tanaka on the field post-game with head football coach Ron Planz. Big win, Coach, 42-10. After being picked 9th in the CCIW preseason poll, how good does a win like this feel?
Well, anytime you get a win in the CCIW, it feels good. And you know, we expected to come in and play well. I don't think we expected to dominate the way we did. You know, 42-10 is not what you expect a CCIW score to be, but our kids did what we asked them to do. We asked them to be physical. We asked them to play a CCIW brand of football now that we're starting conference, and that's exactly what they did.
One of the things we talked about on Monday earlier this week in our interview was the running game, trying to get the running game going, and it seemed like the offensive line really showed up today, and Jim Robley as well. What a game by him.
Yeah, the offensive line did a great job. Jim's a hard downhill runner. You know, we thought it might add a different dimension to our offense, getting a guy that kind of hits downhill and has a physical presence to him. Again, you know, you can hear the theme of the week, kind of physicalness is what we were looking for, and we knew Jim would bring that. We knew the offensive line had it in them, and they showed it. You know, I don't know what we rushed for total in the game, but I'm sure it's probably our best output of the year.
Over 200 yards rushing today, and not to mention also a big contributor was Orlando Hernandez. But I think I was even more impressed with what he did personally through the air with his arm. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception after an even 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, he's really come along. You know, we've stayed the course with him. He's still a sophomore. You know, I think this is his 7th start. Okay, so he's going to have some of those hiccups and some of those mistakes, but we knew heading into this game that he was going to be a good weapon for us through the air. He's shown it since camp and practice that he's got that versatility to be a runner and a thrower, and it was good to see him kind of find his groove there and hit some good targets.
42 points is the most the offense has scored since 2014. What else stood out to you on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, the offense was great, though I think offense can only get 35 of those because one of them was a pick 6. So I don't ever want to take anything away from the defense, and our defense has been playing great. But I was really happy for our offense. They've been so close the last 2 weeks of really having a breakout game, and I think this hopefully gives them that confidence that they really need. They really just needed some confidence. And our defense, again, did what they're supposed to do. We were in some tough spots, especially in that second half, and the defense just continued to put them away.
Speaking of that defense, T.D. Conway comes in as an all-conference quarterback and completes less than 20% of his passes today. What do you have to say about the passing defense so far today against the really good quarterback, normally T.D. Conway?
Yeah, well, hats off to our defensive staff, Coach Briddick, Coach O'Malley, Coach Gray, Coach Macius for putting together a really good plan to confuse T.D. I mean, that's kind of what we thought we needed to do. He's so good, and if he knows where he's throwing the ball, he's going to get it there. He can throw every throw there is. So we thought if we could mix it up, change up some coverages on him, give him some different looks, do things that aren't different to us, but maybe different than what we've shown, and with a little bit of wrinkles, we might be able to make them hold on to it just for a little bit longer or make that timing off a little bit, and it seemed to work. I'll have to go back through the film, but really hats off to our defensive players, defensive staff. They did a tremendous job this week.
I think you had it right. The timing just seemed a little bit off, I think, throughout the whole game for him. And obviously, next week, Wheaton. But first, big play in today's game, I think, was that forced fumble at the end of the first half, which instead, after Orlando Hernandez's then 3rd touchdown pass, puts you up by 18 instead of 11. Saw Sean Weatherall, another big defensive play from him.
Yeah, he's a big physical safety. You know, I coming into the preseason, I said he was a guy to watch out for because of the way he plays. I mean, he was an all-state wrestler. He's just a big, physical, fast football player. And when he comes down, he's going to lay the wood. And sometimes when you tackle properly, the ball pops out. Great job by Andy Worsom scooping that thing up, getting us some yards, and then a phenomenal job by Orlando just staying in the pocket, delivering that throw to Matt Brockman, who had a great game as well. Really, really happy for him. He's really coming along as a good player for us.
42-10 win for the Blue Jays. Coach, thanks for joining me. Congrats.
Thanks so much. Thanks.